Yes, good morning, everyone. Our next session will be presented by Mr. Mohamed Mahrous. He will talk about cybersecurity program, where to start. At the end of the session, he will receive your questions. You can write your question under Q&A, or you can raise your hand and I can put you direct to the stage. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Mohamed, over to you.
Okay, thank you, Linda. Thanks for your time. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for your time attending this session. I hope, inshallah, this will be helpful for you and fruitful. First of all, this is Mohamed Mahrous. I'm 13 years experience on cybersecurity. Work with many positions as cybersecurity consultant, cybersecurity engineer, even infrastructure security engineer, working on different areas like infrastructure security, firewalls, IPSs, and all this stuff, even for penetration testing and information security, building security programs, risk assessment, gap analysis. I have CCI security, ISO 27001 lead auditor, CISSP, CISM, CRISC, CDBSE, certified ethical hacking, CCNP routing and switching, and I'm happy to be with you today. Inshallah, this will be fruitful, inshallah. I want to share full screen from my side. Yeah. Is the full screen now? Cybersecurity program, where to start? This is, yeah. Anything, Linda?
No, I'm answering your question. Is it a full screen now? Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Now, first of all, it's about building security program. Building any security program is a strategic plan. When we talk about strategic plan, we talk about planning and giving time to planning for executing what planned very well. What I see is that the problem nowadays is on planning. We are not giving planning enough time by the management pushing on us. You have to execute something. Let's say that you are a security manager and your head asking you to improve security posture. You will think that maybe bringing some firewalls, IPSs, antivirus will improve the security posture, and you can sit in front of him and give him that, yeah, we implemented this and that and that. And we are not giving the planning the required time. I like this concept from Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, sharpen the axe. Sharpen the axe is the most important thing and factor we want to ensure when we plan for anything, especially strategic things. Because when we talk about short time plans, it's, let's say, the problems will not appear to you very soon. Maybe after some time you will find it. But for a strategic, you can't continue the next phase before ensuring that you plan the first phase very well, because you will build on top of the first phase. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. So usually I'm advising my colleagues, my friends, customers, partners, sharpen the axe. Give the required time to sharpen the axe. Even if you took too much time on sharpening the axe, this will save time to modifying or fixing the problems after that. Now that what we will discuss, what is the cybersecurity program? Why should I have cybersecurity program? what is the right way for my organization, how to do things right, how to measure my cybersecurity program effectiveness, how to maintain my cybersecurity program. So starting from why do we have a cybersecurity program, even if we are a small business or medium organization, up to maintaining this cybersecurity program. First, what is cybersecurity program? Any cybersecurity program consists of main three parts. These main three parts are always there, and always we find that organizations focus on one of them, one or two, not all of them. Most of the organizations, not all of them. Most, I mean, not less than 95% of organizations. So we have people, process, and technology. People, of course, people are the most important part for the cybersecurity program. People are the guys who develop the cybersecurity programs. They are me, you. So the security consultant who develops the cybersecurity program is the people. People who are the guys who implement the cybersecurity program after planning. People are the guys who use the technology, who use even the business process, who use the applications. Peoples are the guys who usually looks for bypassing the policy. So you will not find firewall try to bypass the policy himself. No, you will not find the application try to bypass the policy itself. You will find someone behind this tool try to bypass the policy. So people are the most important here. We talk about people, the executives. We talk about people, the managers, the technical engineers, the users, even customers. All of them are people. Then process, and when we talk about process, we talk about guidelines, standards, policies, procedures, workflows, even the strategy itself. This is a process. It's very important, very, very important. This is our roadmap. This is our strategy. This is our plans to make sure that this organization follows something very clear to reach its objectives. Finally, technology. And technology here, we can talk too much about technology, but the important thing here and the good thing here is that all of us care about technology. Most of the budget spent on technology. Usually, technology is the factor or the part who eats the budget of process and the people. And we are here to raise this point that you have three parts. You don't have only one part, which is technology. You have three parts. Most of your time all over the year as a security manager, you spend it looking for a technology, meeting people, proposing technologies. You have more than 200 technology, security technology right now. For every service, we have a product right now. So it's very important to have it, but ensuring that you are giving it the right time and not taking from the other parties, people, and process. Whenever you go to implement the technology, you should have a policy and procedures, guidelines, standards. You should have a best practice to implement it. Whenever you don't have, you will find your technology effectiveness very, very low. Very, very low. Even the technology itself that you acquire to protect you, it needs protection. It needs maintenance. It needs process. It needs change management, configuration management to make sure that it's doing the planned objective. You plan for this firewalls or this SIM solution to do this and that and that. The best practice will ensure that you're getting the most benefit from this technology. Cybersecurity program, again, provides you the roadmap. It's very important to know your roadmap before starting anything. Again, whenever you don't have your plan, you will find yourself a part of others' plan. This is this is concept I believe on. And especially these days, resellers are very intelligent. They have ways every day to introduce you something very beautiful, and you find it. Yeah, I can't live without it. But you will find yourself at the end of the day investing on only one function, maybe from 100 functions, and this function is not the highest priority for you. And whenever you have a breach, you will find that you could correct it if you had your roadmap and planned it very well. Then any others can come and help you to mitigate this problem on your roadmap, or build this stone, add this stone with you on your building. But you identify what you need from the beginning, because you are the only one who know your business requirements. What's cybersecurity program? And the only one, this not means that no one know about what you have, but of course you are the one who is giving the time for your business, for your organization business, to understand it. You have the internal plans, you have the objectives. Of course, other third parties and guys from outside don't know your objectives, the strategic plans. You are the only one who can know it, so you can plan your roadmap and strategy very well. Having a strong cybersecurity program helps your organization to ensure the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, we dig deeper on the technical side. This is very important. I will not take time on it, but we have to repeat it again and again. Cybersecurity is caring about confidentiality, integrity, and availability. CIA triangle, as they call it. Confidentiality is business requirement to protect the confidentiality of sensitive data. And here, it's a very big topic nowadays. Nowadays, we talk about big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning. Nothing confidential these days. Your data already stored somewhere at Facebook, at Google, at whatever, and this is even some other organizations selling your data, your interests, what you need. I know many of us see the video when you try just to talk in front of your mobile, then you find what you was talking about coming to you as advertisement. You need this, you need that. So confidentiality nowadays, again, after artificial intelligence and machine learning, big data is very big concern. That's why nowadays we heard about GDPR from Europe, and we will hear from everywhere about confidentiality frameworks, integrity. Of course, integrity is very important business requirement to protect the integrity of certain digital records. You want to make sure that no one can modify your data without rights. Just changing one record, or let's say on transaction, if you transfer 1,000 real to someone, changing, just adding 10 without the rights to do that, you will find yourself transferring 10,000, 100,000. This is an example even for the stored data about yourself, your records on banks. It's very important. Integrity, chain of custody for investigation departments. They have to make sure integrity. Integrity is very important. Integrity is a main thing here. We talk about three main parts. Third is availability. Availability is business requirement to ensure that the system and data are consistently available. And here, regarding our strategic plan, all of them are very important. But again, at your strategic plan, you have to consider the value of every part of them. When we talk about, let's say, industrial systems, OT, IoT systems, availability is very important. You can't implement a device like firewall, and when this firewall discover something not usual, disconnect the link or disconnect the connection. You can't do that. Availability is very important for OT, IoT systems, especially when we talk about production lines, production environments. So availability here at this business organization is very important. This is maybe the highest level for them for this type of business. Some other confidentiality are most important when we talk about investigation departments. They have investigation case. Confidentiality is very important. Of course, all of them are very important, guys, but usually you will find yourself on a case that you will decide to give one of them or even two of them or whatever the highest priority. Again, if we talk about availability, you have a website published, you are not selling anything at this website, so availability is not something very important for you. You don't have to spend thousands of reals to make sure that your site availability is 100%. You don't have to do that, but maybe you have other confidential data, sensitive data you want to take care about. So instead of spending this amount on availability, you can spend it on confidentiality. So again, your understanding of your organization business will identify the value of each part of them. Why should I have cybersecurity program? Very good question. Why should I have a cybersecurity program? Many organizations are clearly struggling to deal with threats. According to Accenture, 71% of respondents to its 2018 State of Cybersecurity Resilience study reported that cyber attacks are black box for them. Cyber attacks are a black box. Increasingly complex and chaotic environment, it's necessary to establish a more robust framework for managing risk. The complexity of attacks nowadays increasing very fast. Again, we have very high processing resources. Again, we have many tools, easy resources. You can find the resources everywhere, even groups of attackers, even very professional, dedicated groups. And sometimes it's related to countries. So after all of that, you can't defend yourself without a cybersecurity program. Every day, new threats coming, new vectors, intrusion methods appear. Nowadays, we have IoT, our new colleague at technology. How many connected devices from IoT right now? How many devices? We talk about 31 billion IoT device. And I'm telling you, it's not secure. Still till now, manufacturers are manufacturing it, selling it without any cybersecurity concerns. They talk about performance, selling. We have a big competition right now, China, Europe, US, everywhere. All of them try to manage the IoT market, and security concerns are the last that they think about. So we have now new colleagues, 31 billion IoT device now, just like ready to attack you anytime, and can be attacked, by the way. Why should I have a cybersecurity program? The average cost, as per the recent IBM research, the average cost of data breach incident in the Middle East here is about $6.5 million. So how much will your data breach isn't cost your business? I'm sure that you may think that, okay, what are you saying, Muhammad? Even all my business is not more than $100,000. Yeah, I'm with you. So you are a small business. So I want you to see this as well. 43% of cyber attacks targeting small business. Guys, there is attacker for everyone. Don't worry about it. So don't think that the guys, the hackers, just targeting the enterprises. No, you have dedicated hackers for a small business, because you know that they can spend less time to penetrate you than the other enterprises. So don't worry about it as a small business. You have your hacker. You have to have your security program. 14% of a small business rate their cyber defenses as a highly effective. This is very less, of course. So what about others? 60% of a small businesses shut down within 6 months of cyber attack. 60 percentage, 60 percentage. They shut down their systems because of cyber attack. Every day we have cases with a small business for cyber attacks, even for individuals, abusing them for mobile photos, even for this organization who have one laptops and or computers. They go and play on the transactions, playing on emails. Many colleagues and customers transferred money to other to hackers. Just they don't know, they did phishing for them. They modified some data regarding their providers, and by mistake, of course, they transferred money. This is other than ransomware. Ransomware today is growing very fast. This is a direct benefit, direct business to the hackers. They don't want to wait for or just damage your computer. Why they should damage your data whenever they can take money from you? So ransomware is growing very fast these days. Again, I think every one of you know someone who already attacked with ransomware attack. What is the right way for my organization? This is the most important question after all the discussion. First phase is business awareness. Some guys may think that we talk about technology, we talk about security, we talk about IT infrastructure. No, my brother, you are not serving technology. You serving business. So wherever you are, you have your organization have a business, your manager, or let's say the high level manager, care about his business, and you have to align your strategy at security with this business objectives. You are working on a financial sector. They have their own business, they have their specific business. You have to align with the objectives of this organization. You are working on a healthcare organization. They have their own business. So you know this business, you know the objectives. You have to align with this business. You are working with investigation department. You have to do. You are working with any other sector, industrial. Everyone have his own business requirements. That's why you can't copy paste a strategy plan. You can't go and Google it and say, yeah, a strategy plan, this copy paste, this is my strategy plan. You can't do. You can't do. Even if you have the same category, you have different objectives. You have your own strategic plan. Your company now, your organization now intend to invest more at this area, or intend to create a new business unit, or want to decrease the cost. whatever they want to do, it's specified to them. You can't copy paste it. So understanding your business awareness is very important to make sure that you are aligning with these objectives. If an organization doesn't have the staff, budget, or interest in a robust or expensive security program capability, the strategy must reflect this situation. So now the situation of COVID-19. Most of organizations now lost some income. The plans are not met. So now you have to reflect it on your plan. And we will talk deeply about strategic plan, yearly and 3 years plan. But your plan have to reflect the organization business. Whatever your organization strategy regarding to business, you have to align it, or you will work on, let's say, isolated area. You have your program or you have your security program, you have it for yourself, you can take it with yourself to your home, no one will apply it. You have to align with the business requirements, the business strategic plan. You can predict it, you can discuss it, you can understand it, then map and develop your plan regarding that. Consider the organization risk profile and appetite. The goal of any security program should be to complement business goals while maintaining a responsible level of risk management. This is what we should do. So your organization risk profile depend on your organization culture, strategy, your organization category. Many factors will make your organization have its specific factors that will reflect the risk profile, and you have to work with it, identify it before plan for the security program. So now we talk about understanding. This is something like discovery, collecting required information, collecting your inputs to analyze it, then extract applicable plan. Phase 2, strategy definition. For strategy definition, we have include a prescriptive annual plan followed by a rolling 3 years plan. Strategy plan should be 30 to 36 months. But of course, we will not wait until this 3 years end to evaluate what we do. So we have to have prescriptive annual plan. You have to follow it as per book, follow it exactly. Of course, if nothing major happened that that makes you go and modify, and you have to have a 3 years plan. 3 years plan usually have the objectives of your enterprise translated at this plan. And for the yearly plan, you have to have measured KPIs to measure where you are. Did you achieve the objectives? Didn't you? What was the problems? How we can fix these problems? So we have to have short-term plan, prescriptive, annual, measurable, so we can measure what we did and modify and develop new ways to correct the road if we found any problem. Clearly identify the point of arrival for capabilities based on the management guidance and the input. It's very important, very important. Whenever you spend money, whenever you ask for money from the management, they have to have a specific criteria, clear criteria to measure what you did. And I suggest to all my colleagues, friends, uh, if you are joining any new organization, you have first to identify the existing level, to identify the existing capability, to identify where they are, and this have to be documented and have to be communicated with the high level management where we are, and then give them where we want to go. And where we want to go, you have to provide where we want to go is the arrival or the point of arrival between you and them. This is the point of arrival. We want to arrive here. Okay? In 3 years, we want to arrive here. And this is the KPIs. And KPIs should be not only measurable, we have many factors that you have to consider when we talk about KPIs, but we should have more time to discuss it. But now, let's say these KPIs have to be understood to the management. They can understand it. 3, ensure the availability and capability of necessary staff for the strategy execution. Yes. Now, we talked about planning. Planning, this is a big problem as well, and we have to plan for it. The lack of resources, the lack of skilled resources. Now, cybersecurity have a very big skill gap. I think it's almost more than 3 million positions now required, and even not only required position, there is a skill gap even for the engineers. I found some of them right now, they are targeting directly the task that they do. Like someone will operate a firewall. So he's going directly to the vendor course to understand how to operate this firewall. What about the robust knowledge base about IT infrastructure, about networking? Networking is very important, guys, for you as a security guy. Very important. Whenever we try to discuss this, you found that the guy didn't read about it. He don't know. He don't know it. Just the position now requires these capabilities. He went, studied the course, got the certificate, and he's hired and he's now working and may be a consultant. And this very big skill gap. So I know this is a big pain for every one of us, for every organization. This is not related to only Middle East. It's related to everywhere. Every country have this skill gap because of the high demand of security engineers and short time. So usually they accept the low level of skills to cover the gap. And even you can't as well, you can't even find this this resource with the low skills. This is a big gap, and nowadays many countries now identified this gap, and I see that most of Middle East countries now have dedicated institutes for preparing engineers. I know we have at Egypt ITI. It's very good institute. Here at Saudi, many institutes as well, IPA working on closing this gap, covering this gap. Many events as well. Every day we have new institutes try to cover the gap, and it works well. Gain an understanding of the organization culture to ensure an appropriate plan for the security program adoption. Security program adoption, culture. It's very important. Culture, you should understand the culture of your organization and even to develop a culture for your organization. Of course, as a new program, you have to understand the culture. Then you can work on developing it or improving it. Some organizations, they are, let's say, free to talk, open organization. They are usually discussing everything regarding the organization. So this is open organization, free to talk. So the best way for you is to conduct sessions and workshops to discuss the strategy with them, getting their feedback. This will help you and will make them enable this security program as a culture. Whenever they discuss it and feel that they shared with you the output, the input, they share the responsibility, they will do. Some other organizations either are directive, like military organizations and many other organizations. So it's they have to have instructions. So you know now from where you can execute and adapt your security program. So you have to enforce and work on enforcing this program through the executives and high level management. It should be coming like directions and instructions. Petri?
Mr. Mohammed, Mr.
Yes.
Mohammed, I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but we have only 10 minutes to go. And if you want to allow a few minutes for Q&A.
Okay, I will finish within 5 minutes, inshallah,
Okay.
or let's see 3 minutes, because it's very important to close this these two phases. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I will finalize, inshallah. Okay. So phase three, strategy development. Well, strategy development defines a governance model and functional inventory of capabilities. Strategy development, we are digging deeper on the strategy itself. Defining the governance model is very, very important. Again, the governance model will be specific for you. If you are a healthcare organization, you may have something like HIPAA, you may have something like other related stuff. I suggest nowadays for all healthcare organizations, hospitals, to adopt with IoT frameworks. They have now thousands of IoT sensors inside. If you are a financial sector, you have your governance model. Of course, we have here at Saudi, we have SAMA framework, we have NCA have a framework. Usually the acts, then regulations are the top priority for you to align with. Then comes the other advisory frameworks like ISO 27000, NIST, and you don't have to follow something and match it exactly. You can tailor your governance model because there is a big overlap between all these standards, and depend on your organization, you can tailor your framework. Determines the reporting structure for security program. It's very important again for reporting, for security team to report to the CEO, not reporting to the CIO or CTO, because you are not as a security, you are aligned with business risks. You are not fixing IT risks. So it's very important to report that to the CEO or executives. Consider the staff and competency requirements necessary to successful implementation and to operate the strategy. Here we have to dig deeper, not only on the required positions and the skills, no, responsibilities. No, you have even to define the skills. Do we have these skills or not? Are these skills available at our market, or we have to bring it from outside? We have to consider sourcing some services to accelerate our program. Of course, you will not find, we talked about lack of resources, so you have to work with outsourcing some services outside, but here you outsourcing the service, but you are not outsourcing the responsibilities. Still, you are responsible in front of your management. So you have to consider it on the contracting, NDAs, make sure that they are following your policies and procedures, communicated to them. They have to sign. You have to have the right to audit them, audit what they are doing. All these are very important. You are not transferring the risk. Phase 4, metrics and benchmarking. All what we did have to be measured. All what we did have to be evaluated. Don't think that you did a very good plan and implemented it very well. So your job, and it's a process. You have to have metrics and benchmarks to evaluate where you are. Did you achieve the objective or not? Now you find that you have to implement this process or this same solution. After implementing it, you have to audit and evaluate, did you get the required result or not? Of course, aligning with standards and guidelines is recommended. Using capability maturity model is very, very important. This is evaluate the performance of doing these things. So you planned to do this, you implemented the process or the firewall or the technology or whatever, you conducted awareness, then you want to evaluate the maturity model of this evaluation, using KPIs to measure the effectiveness of the functions and capabilities. Finally, implementation and operation. Implementing, you have to take care about global considerations into account. As I mentioned before, you may have office at Saudi, office at US, office at Egypt, office at Pakistan, at India. Every country have its internal regulations. You have to align with it, determining how compliant the organization want or need to be for every regulation. Regulatory, of course, you have to know your organization want to comply 100%, less than that or what, and align with the objective. Determine consequences of not conforming to the policies. You have to have something on your hand whenever you did all this effort and anyone try to bypass. You have to have clear consequences, and these clear consequences have to be communicated and of course approved, and getting the high level support. Without high level support, you can't take any consequence. You have to integrate it with the human resource department, having support from the top level of management, utilizing an oversight board as part of the operational model for your security strategy. Ensures that appropriate communication is occurring between the information security groups and business groups. It's very important. Again, we communicated, we aligned with them. You have to ensure that the right message reach the business group. Whenever you and the right message, the right and using the right media, so you can take decisions promptly, on time. They can understand what you need. Finally, ensures the cultural awareness regarding how information protection activities are viewed within the organization by changing the focus from security to risk management. You have to maintain your program. Again, don't confidence that after all this implementation, you have 100% complete program. Nothing secured 100%. You always have risk. We're managing risks. We are not preventing, or we are not removing risk 100%. No, you always have risks. Every day you have new vulnerabilities, new attacks, new threats, new threat vector. Every day your organization will come and create new unit. This new unit, you have to align with it. You have to review your program, monitoring, internal auditing, management review, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohamed. We have 3 minutes to take questions. If you have any question, please write it under Q&A or raise your hand, and I will put you through on the stage. Thank you. Also, you can please complete the feedback form for the conference, and also if you have any question, you can write it there. Naif, I will reply to you in private. Okay, thank you. Is there any question related to this session? So no questions from the attendees. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed Mahrous. It was a pleasure to have you in the conference. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks. Bye-bye.